What's up, and welcome to the Dual Sense podcast for episode 163. I am one of your faithful co hosts. My name is Jason. I'm joined, of course, by your other co host, your other mostly faithful co host, occasionally
You've
unfaithful.
been on more podcasts than I have.
Yeah. He is calling himself tonight. Jason is an Xbox
Mhm.
apologist. Whoa, Nelly.
I just one of the comments we got on one of our videos.
No way. Don't do
I'm
that
kidding, I made that up.
to me. He also goes by his Christian name, of course, which is Travis. Travis, what's going on tonight?
I wanted to run one thing by you real quick before I tell you the story.
Oh,
We
okay.
were eating dinner tonight. There was a guy with a, Bluetooth earpiece in.
Yep. Truck driver.
He was a fat white guy, so maybe. But my
Okay.
question is, how important do they think they are to wear that?
I'm I mean,
It's
listen,
so
extremely.
self-righteous.
It
I'm just
is.
saying the only person in the world I can think of that needs that is the fucking president.
Right. The only person who needs to cut out the step of sticking their hand in their pocket and pulling their phone out to talk is the president.
Yeah, like the president,
And
Bezos, Elon Musk. It's not you who just drove the fucking Dolly Madison truck over here. It's not you.
yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So,
It's not you, Amazon Prime,
yeah.
a truckload more guy.
So I was gonna tell you that, so we drove our
Mhm.
parents to the restaurant, which is a little bit of a drive, and,
Yeah,
so, I get to listen to my stepdad just babbles incessantly about he just narrates.
sure.
I don't know what it is. So anyway, we're driving home, and I'm considering driving into oncoming traffic, legitimately. And we get to a red light, and I start to
Mm.
pull out because, my light's green, starts to turn right, and this guy runs the red light. So while we're pulling up, this guy drives by in this big jacked up truck with these blue lights on it, and my stepdad's just like, "Look at that truck." And then I see the truck, and he said, "When I was growing up, it was illegal to have blue lights on your car because 'cause you're not a cop." And I was like, "Uh-huh." And then he's like, "Wow, it has blue lights on the rims that spin." And I'm like, "It sounds like you like it a lot." Yeah, it was great, and then he was trying
He's really into it. They're on his truck next week.
we have the Atlas car lot or the Atlas store down there across from the McDonald's on,
Oh,
Main
yeah.
Street or whatever. So
Yeah, yeah.
he's talking to my mom, and he's just like and every time he talks to my mom, he always says her name, which is weird to me because I never say my wife's name. I just call her wife or nothing. I
Sure.
call her "Hey." And
Yeah.
he's like, "Hey."
"Hey, lady.
He's
Hey,
just like,
baby."
"Hey, Phil. Hey, Phyllis. Hey, Phyllis. You know the McDonald's down there? We have, like, 7 McDonald's in our town." And,
Mhm.
of course, you immediately know which one he's talking about because of how he speaks. So you're like, "Oh, yeah, it's the one downtown." And he's like,
Right.
the across the street from them, they had now either you remember and forgot, or I remembered and forgot, or you forgot and I remembered, and then I can't remember which one of us forgot but remembered. The Atlas is new.
Oh my god.
What the
He
fuck
said
are
all
we
that?
talking about?
Oh my god, what are we
Yeah,
talking about?
and you just had to deal with 2
Oh,
minutes of that. I had to deal with that for an hour.
oh,
It's always like
man,
that.
God bless him, though.
God, no,
He's a sweet he's a sweet man,
oh,
but
man, love him to death. He's fucking hilarious, but, like, in an inadvertent
yeah.
way. He doesn't like, him talking about blue lights that spin around was the funniest thing I've heard in
Uh,
days. He doesn't mean to be funny.
it's like when we were kids and you would see the people with had the lights on the bicycle wheels, and you're like, "Oh my god, that's cool,"
Right,
or, like, on the
yeah.
bottom of their shoes when they would walk, you know what I'm saying?
I remember I used to tell like, when my friends, they would stay the night and we would stay up late. Like, we'd stay up all
Mm.
night, mostly because he would get up and go to work. On the summers, he'd get up at, like, 4:30 to go to work, and we would just listen to him watch SportsCenter highlights and talk to the TV and make noises because it was fucking hilarious. 'Cause he'd just be like he'd be like, "Net," and you hear him going, "Crossover, nice, nice. Ooh, oh, yeah, ooh, wow." Like, you hear him just making, like, oh, it's fucking hilarious. It's just how his
That's
brain works.
definitely gonna be me one day,
That's
though.
how his brain works, so
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be me one day, though. You already make fun of me because I make noises while we play games, and it's just, like, pain it's like usually it's just me, like,
adjusting.
having to over yeah, me adjusting, having to overexert myself from a seated position
Yeah,
whilst gaming, like, I don't
yeah.
know, twisting, like, scooting back in the couch or having to do the whole, "Oh, I'm losing, I need to lean forward on my knees for a few minutes," type of thing.
Yeah. My wife thinks it's the funniest thing ever when you make those noises too. If she hears them, she just
Well,
starts dying laughing.
I can't help it, I'm old. I started calling myself Papaw at work because I got a bunch of young cats that work for me,
Mhm.
and, I tell them, "Come on in here and tell Papaw what's going on." So
Yeah,
anyway, Travis, what the fuck are we supposed to be talking
I
about?
don't know.
PlayStation, I think? I don't know either. Anyway, thank you guys for joining us for a weekly PlayStation podcast where Travis and I get together and discuss all the news, rumors, new game releases, and much more in the world of PlayStation. We do it all in under 90 minutes and post new episodes on Monday on all of the usual podcast services around the world. In addition to YouTube, if you prefer to listen there, you can find us on social media. On X, we go by at the DualSense Pod, but we're also on Instagram, Threads, and Facebook as well, if you please. We also have a website. It's called the DualSense Podcast.wordpress.com. You can get the shows there each week, show notes, our photos, bios, all the things. So hit us up, chat PlayStation with us. We'd love to hear from you. Or apparently chat Xbox with us too, since I'm an Xbox apologist. And all are, all are welcome. And without any further ado, here only 7 minutes to get to the news, Travis. Not terrible. And there's really not. It's we're in a lull here for sure. This is like the third week in a row where I've had to make the comment that there really wasn't a ton of big news, and there really wasn't. But we'll get to it. There's a bunch of little stuff to talk about too. But let's start here with number one. The massively popular online game platform and creation suite Roblox is finally coming to PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 in October. The game originally released for PC back in 2006 and first came to home video game consoles on Xbox One in 2015. A PlayStation version had been hinted at for some time and was confirmed during the keynote speech at the Roblox developer conference this week, in which the company said, quote, "At long last, we announced that next month, more than 150 million console owners across PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 will be able to access the full catalog of Roblox experiences." End quote. And just another little aside here before we start talking, they also are considering allowing 17 basically R-rated content onto the game
Oh,
and also the ability to do in-game video calls, which sounds like a terrible idea.
yeah, we
But
just
what do you think of this?
so what is that? Chat roulette is what this is gonna turn into, I feel like.
Yes. Yeah, yeah,
Honestly, I
exactly.
it blows my mind that the game came out in 2006 on PC. I had no
Yeah,
idea.
I had no idea.
That's
Yeah,
amazing. The game's almost 20 years old. That is incredible to me.
yeah.
I don't know much about Roblox except that, you can buy something like V-Bucks or something, or
Mhm.
is that Fortnite? I'm really in the know
I
here.
you can buy Robux. I think they call them
That
Robux.
sounds right, yeah. I remember my wife talking about a kid stole his mom's credit card and bought a bunch of Robux a couple of years ago,
Mhm.
and it
Yeah,
got in trouble for it. I guess this is cool. I mean, it's obviously big news. You would assume it would
yeah.
do you think they'll make it free?
I don't know. I'm really this is a huge blind spot for me because I don't know if it costs money. It might be free to play. I'm assuming it's free to play, and then you have to buy,
Oh, that
like
makes
you're saying,
sense.
like skins, and like you have to buy like certain like modules or whatever. Like almost like Dreams is how I feel like this is,
Yeah,
but in a much more commercial, and monetarily realized and successful way. But
yeah. Well, see, I just Googled it. So it's advertised for 13 plus. So I guess at 13 you can see R-rated material.
mm, okay,
I mean, it's likely that we saw that stuff before, but
oh, 100%.
I would definitely consider it a major announcement. I think that's fair to call it that.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
There's some younger people in my family that have played it on Xbox, so I know it's a popular thing. I don't I'm
What do you do on it? Do you have any idea? Like, what you is it? I mean, is it like Sims or like? I feel like I know it because I feel like it's mostly for kids, but obviously not if they're 13 plus and
yeah.
they're talking about 17 plus.
Here's the
So
thing, when I first saw the name, I thought it was just boxes you would build, like
yeah, exactly.
blocks, that's what I thought that meant. But there's, like, these
Oh
little
yeah.
characters on them, and it's almost like it reminds me of, like, the VR chat stuff where all the people walk around,
Hmm.
you have a character, and there's different weird shit going on. And I'm sure it's a
Hmm.
lot more in depth than that, but that's exactly what it looks like to me. And the characters look like remember that Kanye West video with Lil Peep where they had tiny heads and big bodies?
Hmm.
The
Yeah.
shoulders are super wide, that's what it reminds me of, like, that had
Mhm.
sex with a Lego.
The picture I did see, they had the Lego cylindrical heads. It
Yeah.
looked like so.
So, I don't really know what you do on it, but I know it's Like I told
Yeah.
you, when things end up in my ether and or in my echo chamber on social media, and I don't really follow that
Mhm.
stuff, it's pretty big. And I saw this, so that must mean it's pretty big.
Yeah, exactly. It is big. It's a big deal. It's, a couple thoughts on it. First of all, I have no idea, like I said, what this is. Am I intrigued by it? Of course. It's obviously huge. It has a lot of staying power. It's worth a lot of money. It's a cash cow. I don't know if it's as big as something like Fortnite or GTA 5, but maybe it is. It's just not in our universe
Yeah,
as of yet, but
it
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 will be
feels
very
like
soon.
Minecraft level to me.
Yeah, that's probably a good comparison, I would say. But I mean, to your point, if it is free in October, or if it's a minimal barrier to entry, like, I don't know, 10, 15, $20, like, I'll check it out of morbid curiosity to see what it is. Like, what is this thing? Because I didn't watch anything on it, but some of the clips that I saw kind of like circulating around were like, one clip looked like a first person shooter and another clip looked like, like you said, people building shit. Like, so it seems like it's a lot of different things. That's why I kind of said it reminded me of dreams in that way. Seems like you can do a lot of different things within it. So I'm curious about this to see what this is. Obviously, it's a big deal. The other thing that I think why this is such a big deal for PlayStation specifically is because they get a 30% rip off every copy sold, and they also get money off every add-on that they sell for it. So every thing of Robux or whatever the hell they call it, if there's expansions or whatever, and obviously I say that to say that obviously there's a huge player base for this game that's not yet realized on PlayStation. So that seems to be a pretty big cash cow opportunity for PlayStation specifically, which in turn you would think would be hopefully funneled back into PlayStation Studios and things like that. So it seems like a win. Seems like a big deal, but we'll see in here in about a month or so, I guess. Number two, Sony revealed August most downloaded games on the PlayStation Store this week. On PS5, the top downloaded game was Madden 24, of course, followed by Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Grand Theft Auto 5, Remnant 2, FIFA 23, MLB The Show 23, Modern Warfare 2, Mortal Kombat 11, Spider Man Miles Morales, Hogwarts Legacy, Gran Turismo 7, Rainbow Six Siege, High on Life, Spider Man Remastered, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Final Fantasy 16, God of War Ragnarok, Ghost of Tsushima, Director's Cut, and Atlas Fallen at 20 on PS5. Over on PS4, the most downloaded game was Minecraft. Imagine that. Followed by Madden 24, Red Dead Redemption 2, UFC 4, Grand Theft Auto 5, Injustice 2, Black Ops 3, Gang Beasts, FIFA 23, Twisted Metal Black, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Mortal Kombat 11, MLB The Show 23, A Way Out, The Hunter Call of the Wild, Spider Man Game of the Year Edition, Modern Warfare 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2, and Hogwarts Legacy at 20 on PS4. Over on PlayStation VR 2, the top downloaded game was Firewall Ultra, followed by Beat Saber, Pavlov, Crossfire Sierra Squad, Walkabout Mini Golf, Swordsman VR, Green Hell VR, Synapse, Red Matter 2, and The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2 Retribution at 10. Over on free to play, nothing crazy there to report. Fortnite's your most downloaded game, followed by Warzone and Tower of Fantasy, the new gotcha style Genshin Impact looking game that launched early in the month. So that's your top downloads for August. Anything stand out to you?
I only know two Green Hells, the Nordschleife racetrack and the Green Mile.
Uh,
So I don't. What is this? Is this a racing game or a game about capital murder punishments?
I mean, it could be. It's a survival game where you're on an island and you're trying to survive from like cannibals and animals, obviously,
Oh,
and
so
stuff
it's
like
Lord of
that.
the
So,
Flies. Got it.
yeah, there you go.
PS4 stupid. PS5. I don't know what High on Life is. That just makes me think of Miller Lite. So what is that?
Yeah. That is a first person shooter from the guy who created Rick and Morty.
Wow, that's interesting. I'll look it up. I assume
Yeah,
Gran Turismo's there because of the movie.
probably. Probably.
I would rather watch a baseball game than play MLB The Show. Love that John's favorite game, Armored Core 6, is on here.
Apparently, it is his favorite,
That's all I
yes.
ever see him play, good for him.
Mhm.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre is interesting, so there's some people I work
I
with that
agree.
play it. They say it's a lot of fun. I can see how it's a lot of fun. Of course, it's
Yeah, I've heard it's
made
good.
by people here in our lovely state, so it's awesome to see it at number 3. Love that a lot. That's fucking cool.
Mhm.
It has a lot of Friday what did we play? The game we played?
Um,
Friday night of 13th? Friday the 13th?
The Friday the
Yeah,
13th
they
game,
say it
yeah,
has
they
a
did that
lot
too.
in that, but I think in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, there's, like, 2 villains, if I remember that right.
Yeah,
So, it
I
looks
believe
cool.
you're right,
It looks
yeah.
interesting, like, I'm
Mhm.
not opposed to giving it a go as long as
Yeah,
there's a decent player count, you know what I mean? I think it could be pretty fun.
yeah.
Madden at number 1 is the least shocking. However, what
Yeah,
I can't figure out is if it's good or not.
yeah. I've seen mixed stuff.
Right, and
Very mixed.
I see some gameplay and, like, it legitimately makes me wanna buy the game because I wanna play a football game so bad, a football
Yeah,
simulation so bad, and then I see stuff
I
that
agree.
because the glitches don't like, we talked about this before, the glitches don't bother me, like, I get it, like, I
Mhm.
just feel like glitches are a part of the charm of video games, as long as they aren't game breaking, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
guys getting
yeah.
tackled and flying in the air and landing, like, 25 yards, like, it's fine. It's like, when you watch a
Yeah,
movie and you see the boom mic or, you see a guy giggle in the
yeah,
background, it's like a part of the charm of the medium, it doesn't bother me. Now, of course, if every time I run a draw play, my quarterback fumbles it and they return it for a touchdown, yeah, that's not cool. That's fucking bad, but I haven't
yeah.
seen a lot of those. It's weird, like
The good nee I was gonna say the good news is or I have good news for you, and that is the fact that there is a free play Madden 24 weekend this weekend on PS5,
oh
so you can download it and play it for free all weekend,
oh,
and you
maybe
can
I'll
see what you
try it,
think.
but, yeah, I mean, it's just interesting, it's funny, like, it always seems like the content creators, the people got the game for free, they always are positive about it, and I've seen a few of them be like,
Yeah.
"This game's dog shit." Like, it's not good, and then I've seen a few be
Dang.
like, "This is the best it's been in a decade." So, it's
Yeah. So it's in
wild.
the middle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I might check it out just because it's a free weekend.
Mhm.
Again, the High on Life thing is really interesting to me 'cause I'd never heard of that, so I'm curious to see what that's about.
Yeah.
Super stoked for the Texas Chainsaw guys.
Yeah, it looks, High on Life looks cool. I think it's $60. It
Okay,
launched on
guys.
Game Pass last year, I think. It's supposed to be pretty good. It's got good reviews if you look it up.
Oh, it
I wanna
reminds
say it's
me
in
of
the
the
8.
one game we played. It reminds me of
Uh
2 games we played, but I can't think of what either of them are called.
Yeah, I kinda got, like, a Borderlands vibe from it a little bit
Oh,
just from
okay. The art reminded me of,
anyway.
Arcadegeddon,
Oh, yeah, that's no, you're right. That's spot on, that's spot
and
on,
then a little
yeah.
bit of, Port not the game that had the portals. There's something about it.
Oh, the shooter,
Yeah.
the Halo clone?
Yeah, and that's just because of the way the
What was
character
that called?
looks.
Splitgate,
Like, yeah. God, that was a great
yeah.
game.
Yeah, the one they shut down for no reason. Anyway, as far as what stands out to me, definitely the first thing was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre coming in at number 3 for the month. That's, huge, I would say, for an asymmetrical multiplayer game like that. And, yeah, definitely shout out to Gun Entertainment, the boys up there in Lexington. They, representing, so happy for them. Seems to be doing very well. It's reviewing pretty good, I think, as well, like you said. Remnant 2 still hanging around there, in the top 5, I guess that is. And what else here? Spider-Man Miles Morales, excuse me, and remastered, kind of getting back in there because people are re-downloading to get prepped for Spider-Man 2 next month. Makes sense. The one thing, game that is a big omission here is that game that I reviewed called Immortals of Avium,
Mm.
that new big, um, FPS magic shooter from EA. It came out in August, nowhere on the list. So that tells me that that game bombed hard, commercially. So
Yeah, it's not even in the top 20,
nobody's
that's
buying it.
bad.
Yeah, that's very bad for your launch month. Nobody's buying that game, which is a shame because I think it's pretty great. I gave it 8.5 out of 10. So that'll be one of those games that randomly in like December and January shoots up because people find out it's good and they don't have anything else to play. Let's see. PS4. Can't believe you assholes went out and made Red Dead Redemption the third best selling game on PS4. God, have some self control. PSVR 2 Firewall Ultra, the most downloaded game, the newest, latest, and greatest big release from PlayStation Studios for PSVR 2. I've been dabbling in it, playing it on and off for the last couple of weeks, reviewing it for Gaming Nexus, and they've been doing several update patches. They've done 4 or 5 so far. trying to fix some things. I gotta say, it's once I've figured out the aiming and gotten used to it, because you aim with your eyes, it aims where you look when you squeeze the left trigger, which takes some getting used to. But it also helps if you play with people who communicate and know what they're doing. But I think that game is all right. Yeah, I think that game's all right. I think that it's only going to get better too because they will support it with post launch content and everything. Let's see, nothing in free to play, whatever. That's nothing surprising there. So number three, we also have a bunch of news nuggets as well. Travis, feel free to jump in here. First nugget, publisher Perp Games shared a new look at gameplay features for its upcoming PSVR 2 tennis sim called Tennis on Court over on the PlayStation blog this week. The game will feature 1v1 and 2v2 matches, a spectator mode, accurate service swing location thanks to headset tracking, and more. It launches on October the 20th and it looks very cool. But I can tell you right now, I can't play it because I'm going to destroy my ceiling fan.
Yeah, but I like the idea of playing 2v2 with you.
I know it. I'm telling you, it looks a lot of fun. It looks great. If I had like vaulted ceilings or something, it'd be perfect. But it uses the headset tracking to determine how tall you are, and then because it can see where the floor is at in your room, it's pretty cool actually. Because every time you turn on the headset and go to play a game, it scans the room and it shows you where the floor is at, so it knows. So anyway, it knows. It figures out this game specifically figures out how tall you are, and that's how it knows where you need to be swinging for your
Oh, that's cool.
service. So yeah, it's really cool. Next nugget, website Video Games Chronicle reported that Ubisoft Singapore and Skull and Bones have lost its third creative director, and that apparently the game still does not have a release date internally, Travis. In a statement to Kotaku, Ubisoft said that the creative director returned to her previous station at the company's Paris headquarters after fulfilling her task of rebooting the doomed pirate action game, a task which began in 2018. This game is so fucked.
What do you
So
mean
fucked.
she didn't? Why was it not releasing a part of our duty?
I know. Like, why is she not there through all the way through the end? Either either it's done and they're telling the truth, it's done, and you know, she's gone back and they're like about to release it, or it's fucked and they're like, you're done, you're out of there, come back, like to abandon ship and depart the pun.
It almost feels like they'll shadow drop it. I mean, they have to, or they're all going to
Yeah,
prison, if I remember correctly.
yeah. The Singapore government is going to murder everybody if they
Yeah,
don't.
nobody wants to go to prison there.
No, certainly not. The thing that makes me think that it's not coming this year, even though they've said it will, is we haven't heard that it's been rated yet,
Mhm.
and it's September. So I don't know. We'll see. It strikes me as I would say it strikes me as a December game, but we know that the Avatar game is coming out in December from Ubisoft. So
Well,
would they do that?
I mean,
I don't know.
I don't think they should worry about it competing against anything. Just put it
Uh,
out.
that's a fair point. Touche. Touche. Also, Larian Studios is working on bringing cross-platform multiplayer to Baldur's Gate 3 on PC, PS5, and eventually the Xbox version. EA CEO Andrew Wilson stated at a conference this week that Respawn Entertainment has some quote unquote very exciting projects in the works. Blizzard Entertainment confirmed that Diablo 4 will get a new expansion every year for the foreseeable future. The game's second season, called Season of Blood, releases October 17th.
I tell you, I got the $100 Diablo 4 collector's set thing.
Yeah, did you do anything with it?
No, it's just in my kitchen right now.
Oh, you brought it home finally.
Yeah, so I don't know what to do with it. I think I'm gonna give it to a guy at work because it's like his favorite game. So I think I'm gonna give it to him.
Yeah, you should. Should be a sweetheart. Give it to
I
him.
got the candles out. Been doing some seances.
There's candles in it.
Yeah, there's candles in it.
Oh
There's
my
flower petals.
god.
Brought back a dead cat. It's pretty cool.
Get the fuck out. Jesus. Oh boy. Also, Travis's favorite game, the hit indie game known as Stray, is getting an animated movie from Annapurna Interactive, or sorry, Annapurna Pictures, and it will adapt the story of the cat-based adventure game. It's kind of interesting. I'm into that.
I, I I guess I'm more inclined to watch that. 'Cause I don't have to play the game. I can just watch the animated thing, get the whole synopsis of it. I was thinking that maybe we should start calling homeless people strays. I think that's a little more friendly or user friendly.
I mean, maybe instead of calling them homeless, now
Yeah,
that's just there's another stray.
we got a couple strays.
You got a couple strays out here shooting up.
Ugh, God. Hey, they sell Narcan at Target now.
Get the fuck out of here.
I swear.
The fuck is wrong with this country? Anyway, next nugget. Star Wars Jedi Survivor received a new update that allows the game to run at a solid 60 frames per second on PS5 in performance mode. It's only been out for like 6 months. Who gives a fuck now? After leaking last week, EA and Codemasters officially announced EA Sports WRC this week for PS5. It's launching November the 3rd for $49.99.
The only thing that worries me about it is the price point, because typically,
Mhm.
lower prices suggest not great quality unless it's
Yeah.
obviously, if it's a lower, you know what I mean? If it's an indie game or whatever, then yeah, it's
Yeah,
different
yeah.
with the price. But this is, it's EA WRC. You think it would be a $70 game. So there's a little bit
Mhm.
of caution there, but it has like 600 kilometers of tracks and all kinds of cars. It has like the three current rally, whatever groups, cars, things, whatever they're
Yeah.
called now. And then we got some older stuff, which I was telling you, like, I don't think I can drive the newer stuff. I need to drive the older stuff for a while. The new stuff's so fucking fast. Like,
Right.
my brain isn't gonna be able to handle it off the jump, but, yeah, the video is interesting, it looks nice. The water looks really great on it, that's not surprising, though, but there's a lot of vertical slice, so who knows how good it actually is, but,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it might be our last hurrah for a while on rally games, so
Could be.
might as well double down on it.
Yeah, could be. I get totally what you're saying about the 49.99. That either means that, like you said, it can indicate that it's a less than premium title, since every other sports game is always typically, from major publishers or full price games. But at the same time, then there's Ubisoft making Assassin's Creed Mirage, and it's 49.99 this year. So,
That's a fair point.
you know,
Oh, unrelated,
uh huh.
kind of related, I saw a graph about how much video games should cost if they followed the inflation rate.
Yeah,
Do you know what the answer is?
I'm gonna guess it's somewhere between $90 and $100.
Unfucking believable. God, you're such an asshole. It's $96. God, I
Yep,
fucking hate you. How did you do that?
I fucking know these things. That's why we have a podcast. Anyway, next nugget. Survival horror game Alone in the Dark has been delayed to January 16th by THQ Nordic to avoid a busy October release schedule. And that's straight up what they said. So it was kind of cool of them just to come out and say it.
Yeah, like it.
Chinese company NetEase is teasing a reveal of a new game for consoles and PC at the Tokyo Game Show later this month. It takes place on September the 21st until September the 24th.
I'm confused. If Japan and China don't like each other, why are you letting the Chinese people come to your Tokyo Game Show? Like, we're not
Yeah.
letting the Russians come over here and play BattleBots.
I don't know.
It's
I don't know.
fucking weird to me.
Maybe they have a mutual respect maybe over there.
A mutual okay, whatever, guys. You have an enemy, have an enemy, God damn it.
They've got mutual respect. We've got mutually assured destruction.
Yes, exactly. They know a little bit about that too.
Uh, yeah.
I gotta tell you, I was at work today and somebody
Uh,
ordered an Aaron Hernandez jersey, which we can't sell, but it was his Florida
how
jersey.
come? Because he murdered somebody or because
Yeah,
he
'cause
killed himself?
he's at least double homicided. Anyway, we blocked all the Patriots ones because apparently right after he got convicted of murder, we sold a bunch, and then they decided that wasn't morally good, so they blocked it. But now that we're selling college stuff, somebody ordered a bunch of Aaron Hernandez college Florida jerseys. So I asked if we were allowed to sell them, and they said no. I said, "Yeah, after he went to jail, he was pretty quick to hang it up." And I just walked off.
You didn't even stay for the reaction.
No, I just walked off.
That's perfect. It's perfect. You get away with murder around there.
I really do.
See what I did there? All right.
Oh, it's good. Oh, fuck,
God
my
damn it.
bad.
I'm so unappreciated around here.
Yes, you are. Yeah.
Next nugget. SAG-AFTRA, the union for U.S. actors, is moving towards a potential strike against video game publishers. The video game companies currently in negotiations with the actors union include Activision, Disney, EA, Epic Games, Insomniac Games, because of Spider-Man, of course, Take-Two, and Warner Brothers Games. So we'll see what happens there.
They're trying to take everything we love away.
Yeah, I know. Good thing Spider-Man's already done, so they can piss right off. Dear Esther or Esther, I guess that is, and Everybody's Gone to the Rapture developer, The Chinese Room, has taken over development of action RPG Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 and is now scheduled to release next fall. So the game's been in some development hell. Now they got the Chinese coming to bail them out. NetherRealm shared the first gameplay footage of Jean-Claude Van Damme's Johnny Cage skin in action this week. If that's something you care about, love a good JCVD skin, if you ask me.
What movie is that?
Bloodsport.
Oh, okay.
No, I think they just got him to whatever. They just scanned him so they can make him a Johnny Cage. I don't think he
Well,
was ever.
what's Johnny Cage?
He's from Mortal Kombat. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I
Sorry.
was like,
No.
it's his character in Bloodsport. Okay, cool.
No,
Whatever. I
no,
don't
no.
know, guys.
Yeah. No, I left that out. I'm sorry. It's Mortal Kombat. Also, Disney announced that its Sega Genesis platformer Gargoyles will release for PS4 on October the 19th. EA Sports has revealed UFC 5 for PlayStation 5. It is launching October the 27th. The series is moving to EA's proprietary Frostbite engine for the first time, and it's also the first M-rated game in the series history, an M-rated sports game. How about that?
Dude, if people's legs snap in half and, like, you
I
can
have to.
punch eyeballs out, I'm buying the game.
Yeah. I mean, you have to, right? For M rating? I mean, goddamn.
I can
Teeth
see what
out,
it
blood
is.
everywhere.
In my head, it's like Celebrity Deathmatch. It's just completely outrageous.
That's a game we need right there. Also, event company ReedPop and the Electronic Software Association announced that they have parted ways, while also announcing that there will be no in-person 2024 E3 event, but that the ESA are planning a quote-unquote complete reinvention of the show for 2025. That's about the 6th year in a row we've heard that now. So just give it up. Konami's eFootball has been updated to version 3.0 and also been renamed to eFootball 2024 to coincide with the new season of soccer around the world. 2 EA Sports FC24 PS5 console bundles have been leaked and will include a version of the game and the system in one SKU, whether that's digital or physical PS5. So prepare for that announcement. It's imminent, probably at a state of play potentially. Also, Payday 3 revealed 2 new playable launch characters this week, Pearl and Joy. They also revealed the post-launch roadmap, which includes a DLC expansion every quarter for the next year, starting this winter. Website Games Industry reported that former PlayStation president Sean Layden stated during a recent conference that traditionally non-gaming companies like Google, Amazon, and Apple are the biggest threat to long-standing powers PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo. To that end, Google began public testing for its Playables feature on YouTube this week, which allows users to play games directly on both desktop and mobile devices from the YouTube client. That's interesting.
I just feel like that's an expansion of mobile games.
Yeah, yeah. I kind of feel like it's inevitable, though, that Apple might try to make a home video game console. I could totally see them doing it.
Yeah. I can see them doing a lot of things. It's Apple.
Yeah, true.
Let Tim cook.
That's good. It's good. Just let Tim Apple cook. I love fried apples. All right. Next nugget. We're off the rails. Double Fine Productions announced that the next Day of the Devs event will occur on December the 6th and will feature indie game announcements and updates. Publisher Sodesco has acquired Bulgarian developer Kyodai, their long-running development partner, who is bringing truck driving simulator Truck Driver: The American Dream to PS5 at the end of this month.
Just how far has the American Dream fallen as a truck driver now?
Oh man.
What was it like when your grandpa was a kid? It was like what, like fucking GI Joe, like you're gonna be an army man or like
Yeah.
senator. Now it's like I'm a fucking truck driver. I'm wearing flannel I even have a hat called a trucker hat.
Yeah.
The truck has a loud horn.
You're gonna love this, but my character on Starfield, I have him wearing a space trucker flannel and a space trucker hat.
Yeah, that's what you are. I guess you are.
I'm living
Yeah,
I'm living the cosmos dream, the universe dream.
isn't that what? Yeah, you're just like, aren't you just cargo ship drivers in Starfield?
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah, so
Certainly can be.
you could be fucking Han Solo.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Also, EA Sports announced that Madden NFL 24 set a single week franchise record for digital units sold. It's pretty impressive. I guess somebody likes it. Website PushSquare reported that Epic Games chief creative officer and creative lead behind Fortnite, Donald Mustard, is retiring from the company. It's a fake name at the end
It's
of
not real.
September. At the end of September, Mustard originally founded Chair Entertainment in 2005 after retiring from the Clue board game. the company behind the company behind hit games Shadow Complex and Infinity Blade.
That was good. I enjoyed that a lot.
We're on one tonight. Nobody's gonna listen to this shit.
That's okay. Fucking Mr. Mustard and the Clue. I did not see that coming. Okay. Uh,
Anyway, rip to Donald Mustard.
he's not dead.
Oh, I'm sorry. He just retired. Retire in peace. Retire in peace, Donald. Love you. All right. God damn it. A 13-year-old lad named Max Trest is developing a co-op action game called Astrolander exclusively for the PlayStation 5, and it can be wishlisted now on the PlayStation Store. It's a local co-op game that focuses on the DualSense features, and it looks kind of neat.
Mhm.
Made by a 13-year-old.
Is it a does the Astra tie into Astrobot, or is that not related?
No, not related, but
Mm,
I think he was inspired by that game for sure, based on what I saw of it and how it uses the controller.
it's pretty cool.
Also, roguelite restaurant manager Played Up is coming to PS4 and PS5 on November the 2nd. Martial arts brawler Sifu received its final update this week, which added 6 new arenas and 75 new challenges. Cyberpunk 2077 Update 2.0 will be fully detailed next week, says CD Projekt Red. We also learned this week that the Phantom Liberty expansion will take up 33 gigabytes, of your PS5 SSD. Very excited about that. Pumped. It's a big expansion. The base game on PS5 is 60. So
Mhm.
also, Spyro Reignited trilogy has crossed 10 million copies sold, and the franchise also turned 25 years old this week. Website PlayStation Universe reported that the following games received update patches this week: DayZ, Immortals of Avium, Sifu, Overwatch 2, Baldur's Gate 3, No Man's Sky, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart on PC, PUBG, Company of Heroes 3, Dead by Daylight, and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So if you've been waiting for some fixes or new content, check those out. Soulsborne style game Lies of P will take up 29 gigs on PS4 and 35 gigs on PS5 when it launches later this month. Former PlayStation Now subscribers are reporting that their PlayStation Plus price increases that we discussed last week, are substantially less than other users. Just foreseeing the future there. Although all of the users appear to be in the UK or other European countries, which is interesting. So it was like substantially less. It was like 40 or 50 pounds sterling less, based on the email that was on Reddit.
I think they're just struggling with the conversion rate.
I think so. I don't know how many quid they need. Also, the ESRB is rated a System Shock remake for PS4 and PS5, meaning that a release is imminent. Leaker I Am a Hero 2 has claimed on Reddit that Atlus's Persona 6 will likely not release in 2024, and is themed around quote unquote black and white, whatever that means. Action RPG Anima Song from the Abyss shared a new gameplay trailer this week if you're interested. The game was first announced in 2020 for PS4 and PS5. Survival horror game Quantum Error will run at 4K 60 frames per second using Unreal Engine 5 and its Lumen technology on PS5. However, there will be no HDR support, of all things. Twitter user and leaker My Time to Shine Hello. Are these the same? I Am a Hero 2 and My Time to Shine Hello. Are these the same people? Jesus Christ. Anyway, they claimed this week that both Hogwarts Legacy 2 and Red Dead Redemption 3 are in development, although the rumors have not been corroborated anywhere. Really going out on a limb there.
Right. They picked 2 really successful games. But I
Yeah.
love that the internet the internet just decided that Red Dead 3 is definitely happening. They were just
Yeah. I
like, "Okay,
mean,
yeah, 100%."
I'm fine with willing it into existence. Don't get me wrong. Isometric survival horror game Holstein shared a gameplay trailer this week. It looks very cool, Travis, and it's coming to PS4 and PS5 at some point in the future. And so it's isometric while you're moving around, but when you aim to shoot, it switches to over the shoulder, like first person almost. It's very neat. It's definitely worth looking up the trailer for that. It's different. Also, cooperative escape room game How to Escape is out now on PS4 and PS5. Website Gematsu reported that publisher PlayOn has released a PS5 version of King's Bounty 2 this week, featuring dynamic 4K resolution and a performance mode enabling 60 frames per second. The game originally launched for PS4 in 2021.
Do you get to chase bounties? Are you bounty hunter for the king?
I have no idea,
Oh,
honestly. Yep, I
I
have
mean, that would
no
be kinda
idea.
cool. That'd be fun. Ride
That would be
fucking
cool.
horses and shit.
That would be cool. Also, psychological horror game Stray Souls will launch for PS4 and PS5 on October 31st.
Please tell me it's about dead cats.
I think it's about dead homeless people. Point and click adventure game Desolation will launch for PS4 and PS5 on October 27th. DNF Duel DLC character Brawler will release on September 14th, excuse me. And along those lines, King of Fighters 15 DLC character Duo Lon launches September 12th. Publisher Outright Games announced that a video game adaptation of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, the recent animated film, is in development and will launch next year for consoles and PC. Adventure exploration game Lil Gator Game will come to PS4 and PS5 on September 26th. Supernatural first person shooter Trepang 2 will launch October 2nd for PS5. Side scrolling action platformer Morkel Ragas Rage was announced for PS4 and PS5. It's due out in 2024. And finally, Travis, publisher Aiming and developer Team Caravan are bringing free to play battle action RPG. Is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon? Familia Myth Battle Chronicle to PS4 and PS5 next year.
Those are like 2 different games.
And that is all for the news this week. And I'm going to turn it over to Travis now for this week's new games.
On September the 5th, we got Chance of Sinar, Monochrome Mobius Rights and Wrongs Forgotten, Tap Pump, and Totally Accurate Battle Simulator, which implies that it's not.
Correct.
On the 6th, we have Baldur's Gate 3, which is, I was disappointed to learn, is turn-based. We have Enchanted Portals, Escape from Terror City, and No Son of Mine. On the 7th, we have A Robot Named Fight, Alchemy Garden, Autobahn, Police Simulator 3 Off-Road. Do we need to play that?
I watched the video of it. It doesn't look very good.
Oh, okay. There we have Funtasia. I think she was on American Idol. We have Limpo, River Pirates, Strike Force 3, The Many Pieces of Mr. Coup,
Mm,
Toss, War Stride Challenges. On the 8th, we have Anonymous Code and NBA 2K24.
there you go. There you go. Decent week. NBA 2K24, obviously a big one. The biggest one, arguably, is Baldur's Gate 3, of course, the highly regarded RPG. And I think it's still sitting at a 97 on Metacritic. I think it's the highest rated
Yeah,
PS5 game of all time.
wild like that.
Yeah. And what else here? Chance of Sonar is supposed to be pretty good. It's a translation puzzle game.
Oh God.
Supposed to be in the vein of something like Obra Dinn, The Return of Obra Dinn.
Yeah, that shit's hard.
Yeah. Yeah. What else here? Something else. Oh, War Stride Challenges is a first person shooter. It's a time trial score chasing shooter. You play each run is you have 60 seconds to finish each map, each run. But you're competing against other players on a leaderboard to do it faster than that. So anyway,
That's pretty cool.
it's interesting. It's a different concept.
You know what's funny is every week we read all these new game releases off, and every week it sounds like the starting lineup of the Kentucky Derby.
It does, doesn't it? It's like
No Son
War
of Mine,
Stride
5 to
challenges.
1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, No Son of Mine. Yeah, that's a good one too. That's right. That's all they need. They just need to look at some of these and they can pick the names of the horses. All right. And that's all for the new games this week. Let's start to wrap the show up here like we always do by discussing what we've been playing and anything we're looking forward to. What's on your mind?
Let's see here. I blasted through. Finally, I got really into, I just wanted to build a roster, okay? And I didn't want to download FIFA, and I don't have NCAA football. I didn't want to buy Madden, but I wanted to build a roster. So
Okay.
all I had was the Super Mega Baseball, right? So I
Uh-huh.
finished that season. I cut like everybody, and then not really, well, mostly. And then I re-signed like second base, shortstop, third base, and then I signed another outfielder. My whole bullpen is different. I just went through and
Damn.
only kept the guys I enjoy playing with, so that was fun, and I played a couple of games in the season, and now, like, everybody in my roster is a power hitter. So somewhere along the way, I would just subconsciously decided that I just wanted guys who could hit the piss out of the ball as far as they could. Didn't care if they're fast.
That's hilarious.
But
You just wanna
no,
hammer long bolos, huh?
yeah, everybody I have is a fake player now except for second base because I ran out of money. So I had to sign Mark Ellis for like $2 million. So the only real players I have on the team are Hank Aaron, Mark Ellis, and Nolan Ryan. Everybody else is fake.
It's awesome.
But yeah, so I got my roster building itch scratched by doing that. Other than that, we played Battlefield. Actually, played pretty well for once.
Mhm. Yeah, you
The
were
first
sniping.
game yeah, the first game we played, I was average, very average, and then people were just talking shit in the chat, so then I was just being a troll because that's fun to do sometimes. And then, after I got loose that first game, I was pretty good the rest of the week we played, and, I sent a couple videos. I got a couple of really deep shots. One shot, it's the longest shot I ever had. I gotta
Oh,
clip it.
yeah.
I did That's not the one I sent you. The one I sent you was just the guy was up on the it was still pretty long. It's probably 400 meters or something like that. Which is pretty long for me. The other one I shot, I'll have to send it to you. It's far, but it didn't give me a distance on it. So I don't know what that's about. But
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. It was deep.
then I shot the guy driving the car while he was bouncing around everywhere. I blew his fucking head off, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in that first game we got I was driving the tuk tuk around.
Oh, yeah, that's hilarious.
The guy was telling us to, like, push B and B1, and I'm over here driving a tuk-tuk around, so some guy in the comments wrote, "Tuk-tuk's more important," and I was like, "Absolutely it is." I was just trying to run over people with a tuk-tuk, I wasn't even playing the
Uh,
game right,
I love it.
but listen, I get it, I mean, I get that they're over there. They're real tryhards, man, I get it.
Oh, yeah.
I
Living
like
and
to have
dying.
fun. If I'm having a terrible time shooting people, yeah, I'm gonna get in a vehicle and goof off, and I'm gonna have a little bit of fun. I'm gonna try to throw a knife at a guy from deep, like, that's what I'm gonna do when I'm
Oh,
playing
yeah.
bad, so but yeah, I didn't have to do much of that this week. Yeah, man, just I don't know what was going on this week. I was killing it.
Yeah, whenever I start playing Mad, I pull out the crossbow, so I
Yeah, there
totally
you
get
go.
it. Crossbow's so much fun on there. But, yeah, we played Battlefield. I think I did okay. I think I did okay this week. I don't remember being pissed off too much. What was I using? What was I using? I was doing some work there for a little bit. What the fuck was I using? Oh, was it the V car? I think I was using the V car for
Oh,
a
yeah.
while at one point. I was doing pretty good with that, but they're doing that Redux event right now, whatever. So,
Mhm.
we were pretty much playing the same couple of maps on Conquest because they've got like a playlist, special playlist going on or whatever. But enjoyed it. Also played Firewall Ultra this week. Like I said, I've been playing it on and off for the last couple of weeks, and it's really growing on me. I played the other night for a couple of hours, maybe like an hour and a half, with the same group of guys the whole time, and we only lost like twice, which was way more. It's probably the most fun I've had on the game because they were actually good, and we were winning. And them being good allowed me to actually be able to do something. So I got some kills, I got some downs, hacked the laptop a couple times. I gotta say, I'm getting ready to write a full review of the game here in the next coming days for Gaming Nexus. But I gotta say, it's by far of the what I'm going to call the free moving shooters on PSVR 2. Firewall Ultra is by far the most comfortable game so far that I've played from a shooter standpoint. So if you're one of those people who have tried shooters on PSVR 2, but you experience motion sickness or whatever, Firewall Ultra is the game to try because and I think the biggest, I mean, they do some things with like the cone vision with blocking your peripheral vision and the snap turning and all that. But I think the biggest thing is that the movement speed is more realistic in Firewall Ultra. So when you move, it's at a walking pace, and when you sprint, it's like you're not. It's at a running pace, I would say. So, which is more realistic anyway when you think about soldiers with vests full of ammo and shit anyway. But it's a very comfortable VR experience, which is cool. Which is cool. I think it's going to have a long tail. I think people are really going to be into it for a long time, like they were the first one. Matter of fact, I played with a guy. he was on the other team. His fucking PSN gamer tag was "I'm on firewall." Can you imagine making your gamer tag over one game?
Yeah, you would do that. I'm on Red Dead.
Touche. Dude, if I could change it right now, I would.
You
But
can. What are you talking about?
somebody's probably has that.
Oh,
But
I thought you could just make it Xbox apologist.
oh god, here we go. Yes. Speaking of, I also played a lot of Starfield over the week.
Mhm.
I've played about 18 hours of Starfield, and it's a wonderful game, guys. It's wonderful. Very good. Highly recommend. I'm just gonna be honest with you. It's a banger. It's definitely a banger. There's way too much to do. I could probably play it for 100+ hours. I'm gonna have to step away from it for a little bit because I am currently reviewing NBA 2K24 as well, for Gaming Nexus in addition to Firewall. So I got to focus on those for now. But excited to get back to it. And what else did I play? There's one other thing. No, I guess that was it. That was it. So Starfield was the last thing. So there's that. Anyway, it's a good week. It's a good week for games. Had a 4-day weekend last weekend. Got to play 18 hours of Starfield, obviously, which never happens anymore. Like as an adult, you just don't get 18 hours on a weekend to play video games. So that was fun. And yeah, so that's it for me. It's it for Travis. It's it for the show. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe to get a new episode delivered every Monday on your podcast service or the YouTube. And we would also appreciate if you could leave us a rating or review, a like and comment if you're on the YouTube. It's very helpful. And don't forget to find us on social media. We'd love to hear from you. Chat some PlayStation or Starfield. Our handle is at the DualSense Pod on X, but we're also on Instagram, Threads, and Facebook as well. You can check out our website as well. It's the DualSense Podcast.wordpress.com. You can get the shows and show notes there if you please. And yeah, we'll get out of here now. Thank you as always for listening. Have a great week. We'll talk at you next time. Maybe this time next week we'll have a state of play. We'll see. Take care.